Welcome to Tech Notice, guys. Seems like one of the channel niches has just become Bluetooth speakers and testing like budget Bluetooth speakers and some other Bluetooth speakers. This one here is a 40-watt Bluetooth speaker. Now I'm quite excited to see what it sounds like. I hope you are, because we're gonna do it. Excuse my voice. My voice is a bit gone, but let's open it up. This here is a Blitzwolf. We've done one Blitzwolf speaker before. If you haven't seen that, you can click up there. That was a 20-watt speaker, full aluminium body, pretty cool. This one is called the BW-AS2. Now remember, at any point during this video, you feel free to check out the description below, where you can see the links for what I'm talking about, so you can actually check out what's the latest price, how much is it in your country, all these things. Okay. Whoa, now the main unit. Okay, we've got some literature, like always. Guess what's inside here? Go on, what's inside? Micro USB cable. If we're lucky, we're gonna get a jack-to-jack cable as well. Boom. Let's see what the actual speaker is like. Okay, here we go. I can see there's like drill speakers on both sides. You can see, like, I think there's bass coming out from this side and on this side. So there's pretty cool, like a brushed metal or aluminium feel on the side here with these chrome edges. I like this design over here, but when you go to the front, it changes to like a little bit of a cheaper one. I would have liked to see a better grill. This is very cheap or grill, it looks like. So is like this plastic over here. I'm not super excited about that. So on the back here, we can see that there is a micro SD card slot, so you can play music from the micro SD card. There's auxiliary input, there is micro USB input as well, probably for charging, and a DC input for charging as well, and a little reset button. On the top here, we can see that there is a plus minus for obviously the volume. Play, pause, take the call. M, I guess this is mode between aux and stuff, and turning it on. There's not much to it, so let's turn it on, see how it sounds, and then get back to you, give it a TN rate, and then we know if it's a good speaker or not. Okay, another cool thing I think what I saw is there's like battery indicating lights over here. Can you get that, Aaron? As you can see, there's 4 indicating lights, which is pretty cool as well. Okay, we have listened to it for a while, so we've got an idea how it sounds. So let's give it a TN rating. First of all, we look at the design. There's bits that I like about it and bits that I don't. I think the sides look really cool. On the sides, it's actually like pulling in from the air, so it's like an air intake. But then I'm not really sure about this. I think there's like a bit confusing design. This should have been that color, and it should have been like metal finish over here as well. It would have been so much nicer. So these are a little bit like odd, because these are like, well, they're like a brushed like gray color, whereas the rest of it is black. A bit odd. So I think design, I'm gonna give it a 3. Quality, to be honest, I think it's generally pretty good. This is like a matte metal thing. Actually, matte plastic thing. This is like a metal grill. You've got metal on the side, and then like rubber legs supported on the back over here. I just don't feel that it screams like quality straight away when you feel it in your hand. There's bits that scream quality, but overall I think it doesn't that much, so I'm gonna give it a 4. Now the most important thing, performance. Performance, I think it sounds pretty average, if you know what I mean. Okay guys, I'd like to interrupt this review at this point, because after this review I've been listening to this speaker for a while, and actually there are times where it can sound really good, and actually most of the time it does sound really good. But I found out what causes the problem, why it's not sounding really good. The problem is the connection, the Bluetooth connection. I found that the Bluetooth connection is very weak. For some reason, it loses connection even in 3 meters or about 10 feet. When I turn around and the phone is in my pocket, it starts crackling. So the problem is probably on the Bluetooth side, whereas actually I've tested it again and now like listened over the holidays for a long time, and it actually sounds really good, and I'm quite impressed with the bass that's inside. So actually it's a good sounding speaker, just The Bluetooth connection, that's the thing that makes the sound bad. Okay, let's continue. In terms of the sound, there is, I could feel some distortion on the high bits on some tracks, and then it wasn't on the some tracks, so I can't really tell if it's a connection issue with the Bluetooth or it's actually the speaker. And another thing that I realized is that when you have it on a solid ground like this table over here, it starts a little bit rumbling and it's not as clear as I would hold it in my hand, which is a little bit odd. It's not moving around, it's just like rumbling and the sound gets a bit distorted. When I put it on this side, it sounds much cleaner. The sound also comes out from like a weird different angle, so I'm not sure exactly how should I be listening to it, if what's the best way of doing it. It seems like a lot of the treble and highs are coming from the side, this bit over here, whereas like the bass comes over here and I can feel the bass intake is from here, this side. So it's a little bit confusing. I'm not sure on the instructions, it didn't tell me either which way is the best way to listen to it. I don't think it's gonna get the maximum amount, I think it's just somewhere over there. It's gonna get, I'm really torn between 3 and 4, so I'm gonna give it a 3.5 because it generally sounds pretty good. There is a lot of bass. The bass is deep because it's a 40-watt speaker. It's quite deep, that bass, and like you can probably feel that bass. Although it's not as loud as I would have expected from a 40-watt speaker. It's got a pretty big battery inside as well, over 5,000 milliamperes. But it's not as loud as I would have expected it to be. But cleanness wise, it's pretty clean. I did have some distortion over there, so I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I'm gonna leave a sound comparison with this in the end of the video, so if you wanna see this compared to some other speakers, then stick till the end of the video so you can check that out. The innovation. I think there is nothing new over here. This is just a Bluetooth speaker, so innovation wise, it's gonna get a 0. Actually, I've changed my mind. I'm gonna give it a 1 because to get a 40-watt speaker that's that small, it requires some engineering. I can appreciate that. I think that's pretty amazing about it. I mean, if it actually is 40 watts, I don't know. So I'm gonna give it a 1 for innovation. Usability, how easy it is to use. It is absolutely easy to use. The volume buttons, I really like that it actually works like it's supposed to. That one click is the volume goes higher, and when you press down, it's the next track, which some of the speakers have it the other way around, that when you hold it down, it takes the volume up, and then when you click it, then it goes to the next track, which is very confusing for me, I think. I accidentally actually tested the answer the phone function over here as well. Someone called me while we were listening to some music, so I actually answered the call and spoke to this speaker over here. So if you like talking to big, and if you like a brick phone, feel like if you want a bigger phone and you want to talk to like a brick phone, you can leave your phone in your pocket and talk to a massive brick. There you go. So usability 5. So price versus quality, guys. This speaker here is from Banggood's website and you can get it for 56 quid. My first reaction was, maybe it wasn't for you, but my first reaction was 56 quid. It's good to test the speaker before you know the price, and then when you know the price, you know if it's worth that price. So to me, that feels a little bit expensive. I would get it if this would be around £35, £30, because then I feel like, well, I'm getting a lot for my money. But at the moment, the performance and considering every single aspect of the speaker, it feels like I'm not getting that much for my money. So I'm gonna give it a 3 because there's still 40 watts of the speaker, massive battery, all that. So it's gonna get a 3. So this speaker gets the TN rating of 3.25 stars. Now consider it for yourself if that is worth for your situations. And remember, stick till the end of the video to take a proper look at the sound test and decide for yourself if it sounds any good or not. Thanks guys for watching. Leave a comment below. I'll meet you in the comment section below if you have any other questions. Leave a like for this video if you did find this helpful. And remember, if you do want to check this speaker out, the link is in the description. It is affiliate link, so if you buy through that, we will get a small commission. Let's do the sound test and let me know what do you think, if it sounds any good or not.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. Jason leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I